Hi, we're going to talk about attendance today on Envision. We are here with Dr. Brian Maher. Attendance is one of those efforts that we really have to put our energy behind every year. And we are always hopeful, but it's been difficult to move the attendance needle. Just becomes a challenge from year to year.
It's a real challenge. You know, we have such a large population of students, and that's such an important marker for how we're doing as a district. It's really hard to move that needle from point A to point B. But it's also so crucial and a leading indicator of how our students will achieve that we'll never abandon that as mission critical in our strategic plan. So while we're not seeing the results we want, it's too important for us to give up on. We can't get so frustrated that we quit trying to improve attendance. So we'll go get it again this year.
Right. So certainly we understand that, you know, children are exposed to a variety of illnesses and things like that. And so if your child is ill, we certainly don't want them trying to make it through a school day. But placing that emphasis on attendance, when families are developing plans for vacations or for various things that they consider to be important, keeping in mind that if your child's not in school, they're missing out on those lessons, right. And it does compound year after year or miss after miss, I guess.
You know, Deanne, we hear about vacations and we hear about missing for school activities, and so generally speaking, that's not the issue I want to resolve. Well, I don't want kids to miss for any reason, really. I want those kids from a day-to-day basis. I want them to be in school. I'll give an analogy, or at least a story of Peg and I, my wife and I, and the rule we had in our own house for our own 3 kids. And that was, if you don't have a fever and you haven't thrown up, you're going to school. And now that backfired on us a couple times when our kids said, I don't feel well, and they went to school and they threw up at school. So
right.
it's not foolproof.
And it happens.
It's not foolproof. But that was our rule. And as a community, if we could, I don't want to make our parenting your parenting. That's not my point. But if you can really prioritize getting to school, I just think it'll set your child up, 1, for academic success, 2, for the notion of, during life, I need to show up. I need to get to work. I need to go to college. I need to do whatever I need to do. Showing up is critical. And that's what we're talking about when we talk about attendance. If you've missed 10 days or you've missed 30 days and it hasn't been truly for health reasons, you really need to investigate, what am I doing here as a parent? Because kids will be parented. And so I think my plea here really is to the parents. As a school district, we're going to continue to incent, we're going to continue to cheerlead, we're going to continue to prioritize. But this one, we can't move the needle here without parents being shoulder to shoulder with us on this attendance issue.
Right, and it seems like...
And the vast majority of our parents are shoulder to shoulder with us. They at least follow the rule Peg and I did, or have better rules than Peg and I did. But the vast majority of our parents are tremendous at getting their kids to school day after day after day.
Right, and that component, that piece of when there is a miss and then another and then another and another, that compounding really shows up on the academic side, where we know that if students miss days of school, yes, they've missed that lesson, but then ultimately their test scores, their reading ability, everything down the line. So it's not just about that one day, but it's about the compounding nature of not being present for the lessons.
I might not have the person right, but I think it was Einstein who said that the compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world, talking specifically about the financial industry, et cetera. But when you think about that from an academic perspective, and you can put this into a whole lot of different realms, I believe, but think about it from an academic perspective. If I miss lesson A and lesson R and lesson Z, pretty soon I have an incomplete understanding of this concept or this topic. And that generally speaking, will build on another topic, and
Right.
you lose and you lose and you lose. You lose that compound interest. So, again, showing up is so critical.
Right, right. And we know it's difficult. Weather can make things to be a headache, and traffic and all kinds of things like that. But
Yeah.
we just ask that parents prioritize and, if at all possible, have their child at school daily, so that they can have the value of that teaching and learning, and also share the value with their classmates as well. Thanks for joining us today on Envision.